Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Carol. Thank you for tuning in. Today is my 5-year anniversary, July 20th, 2025, of being a notary. So I just thought I would talk about some of the things I'm really grateful for about being a notary, public, mobile notary, loan signing agent. And the day I became a notary public is different than the day I became a loan signing agent, but a lot of times I just combine them together because they are like months apart from when I started. And I'm going to put on some makeup while I chit chat with you about it, but I just wanted to talk about some of the things that I'm grateful for. Hold on and let me get some little primer on. I wash my hair, so one of the reasons I'm looking like I'm looking. And this is the primer I'm using, Hydrate Me. I bought it at the beauty supply store. And I liked it. But yeah, I became a notary public November 20th because I wanted to be certified as a loan signing agent. And I am really grateful for this career for a lot of reasons. Honestly, I wouldn't know, what I would be doing if this had not come about for me. And I had actually heard about this type of job maybe about 15 years before I ever started my career as a mobile notary. I was a realtor, and one of my co-workers had mentioned that she had a friend that did mobile notary work, and she said the work wasn't really that hard, and it paid decent money. And I asked, and I've told this story before, I said, well, how does she do that? And she didn't know. And that was before I was into Googling things or watching YouTube videos. So fast forward to 2020, and I actually was watching a lot of YouTube at that time, and then one day something about mobile notary work popped up, and I said, oh, okay, this is what Gayla was talking about all those years ago. And so then I just started watching a lot of videos about it. And of course, that's when the commercials start popping up. And the first commercial that popped up, I wanted to sign up, but it was $500. And, I was like paycheck to paycheck and did not have $500. But, I continued to watch videos and was trying to think, how I would get the money. Because I didn't want to do things like I used to do, how you borrow money from something, whether it's a little loan or whatever, but you gotta realize you don't get out of debt by borrowing money. So I kept watching, and Mark Wheel's loan signing system popped up, and they had good reviews, but they had a payment plan, and I was like, bingo, this is the one for me. And that is the one I took. And one of the things about it was that, you hear a lot of people saying that Mark Wheels it's a good course, but it's more marketing than it is documents. And For me, I learned, to me that wasn't the truth. But that's what some people, you join those little Facebook groups after you finish just to kind of to see what everybody else's experiences are. And that was one of the things people would say. But my thing was, a lot of these people don't know what to do once they complete the class. So it's really good when somebody's telling you, hey, how to market yourself when you complete the course. Not a bad thing, because a lot of times in those groups, people would say, I'm certified now, so what do I do next? Well, we already knew what to do because the loan signing system class, it told me what to do. I knew that after I completed, I was going to sign up for as many signing services as I could because that's how I was going to start. I know some people want to start with the title companies because that way you get all the money. If you work through through a signing service, you'll get part of the money. But since I was learning, I didn't want to go directly to a title company and not know what I was doing. So I thought I would learn through the signing services. And fast forward to 5 years, to present day, I still do most of my work through signing services. I do work for one title company, and they did offer me a job, but I just kind of thought I didn't want to go, full-time work again, so I still work through signing services because I have the option to say, I'm not available. I work when I want to work, and I like that. Anyway, sorry. Get some of this, trying to not get too much in my hair. Because like I said, I just washed my hair. But I don't want to, I want to be able to work when I want to work, I don't want to have to accumulate vacation time. I just want to be able to say, maybe I'm going to work 3 times a day for 2 weeks or 5 days a week. So I want to be able to do that. And then I can decide, maybe I want to take a vacation now, or maybe I want a spa day, or whatever the case may be. I kind of like setting my own hours, working when I want to work and not having to have somebody tell me, when I can take time off or when I can't take time off. And I thought that, little blush. I got this little blush at the beauty supply store too. They got hair supplies, and I really like it. The little color stick. And I'm probably not putting everything, that I need to. I'm not going to show you everything I'm using on my face today. I mean, if you're interested in any of it, just let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to tell you what's what. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm so grateful for, is to be able to set my own hours. And then I finally got to, when I got to 62, I took my Social Security. I told one of my friends, well, they said I could get more if I waited. And he said, well, yeah, if you live that long. And I thought, true. So I went ahead and took my Social Security. So that made things even better. And I seem to have, I don't know if it's melasma or hyperpigmentation. that has come about on my skin. You let me know. I don't know if you saw it or not, but and I'm not gonna do a full-fledged makeup job. I'm just gonna kind of do the basics today. But yeah, I started taking Social Security also, so that helped a lot. You know, I didn't even have to work as much. So and let me know on this makeup job, because I have you know, some people that I watch on a regular basis. My favorite is Miss Nezzy. If you ever watched her channel, she's hilarious. But she has like a little gray pixie cut, and it is beautiful, and she is beautiful, and she laughs a lot, and her husband is funny, and you know, she's got that close-knit family, and I love watching her because she's self-taught, and she does a beautiful makeup job. But like I said, I'm not doing the full-fledged thing today. But I have noticed, I don't know if I need to get a different foundation, or gosh, if you guys got some recommendations, I would appreciate it, because I'm turning 66 in a few weeks, and I would like to have a nice little makeup job, you know, for whatever I do. I don't know if I'm going to do anything for my birthday or not this year. I'm sure I'm going to do something, but whether it's, you know, out with the girls or out with my kids, I'm not even going to go over the top of that, but that's going to be that right there. But yeah, that's, let's see. Okay, we'll try this. I don't like to put a lot of sparkly stuff under my eyes, because I don't want the, you know, how you look old-eyed. Creasy, sparkly, and old eyes, you know. So I just start, I don't know, I put a little bit of that first, and then I'll put some, you know, a matte color above it. But let me know what you think. Some of the products you use that you really like, that seem to work, and if you got a problem with I don't know if it's melasma or hyperpigmentation, or if it's the same thing, but you know, that's what somebody had mentioned to me, and they said theirs went away after a few months, or she said she just used a variety of products and it went away, and she didn't know what she did to make it go away. But sometimes it says, I learned that they just go away on their own. But still, like I said, I'm still loving my career as a loan signing agent, and I'm blessed that, you know, I feel like it's something that God put in my life, and I'm blessed to have that, because I was one of those people that didn't save for, or you know, for retirement. You know, I didn't have a retirement nest egg or any savings to speak of. If I knew back then what I know now, yes, I would have done things differently. But you know, you live and learn. You're always learning, and hopefully you get wiser with with age. And I think that I have. And I would have done things differently, but you know, it is what it is. That's not what the case was, and I'm just having to live with, you know, the choices I made back then. Because I think now, if I knew, I would have invested in things. You know, I would have used some money to invest and not touched it. And and would have been in a better position than I am now. Now it's like, you know, I can kind of decide what I want to do, and I can, you know, I can work to get the things that I need to get. But, you know, sorry, I'm saying you know a lot. And I apologize. I want to, I can work and get the things that I need to. I have friends, you know, we went on a girls trip recently, and 2 of them have husbands. The other one's in a long-term relationship, and, you know, he makes sure she's taken care of. And me, I'm on my own. So, you know, when my sister decided we were going on this girls trip, I just had to, you know, work extra to make those payments, and I was able to go and have a good time. And I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just chit-chatting today because I'm happy because it's my anniversary. But like I said, I can work as much as I want to work. I have the option to say I'm not available, and I'm grateful, like I said, very grateful for this job. And anybody else out there been a loan signing agent for any number of years, or if you're thinking about it, let me know in the comments. Ooh, sorry. I'm looking at myself in this in the camera, and I'm like looking pasty. But yeah, let me know in the comments how long you've been in, what you like about it most, what you dislike, if there's anything that you dislike about it. Let me know. And let me set this. This is what I use. If you can see that. Got it at the beauty supply store. I don't think I have anything to put on my lips here. Well, let's see. This is a little light. I usually use this as a base and then put something over it, but since it's up here, we'll just use it. And what else? Well, I got some lip oil. Do I need some lip oil? A little bit of that. Hold on, let's see what it can do with my hair. Guys, I realized that, sorry, since I'm doing my since I wash my hair, this is what I'm using. This little mini thing to try to give me a hairstyle. And this is Vivitar, I think. I don't remember if I got it at Marshall's or Ross or somewhere, but and I have a bigger flat iron, but this is the one I'm using today. I also have this one. This one is if you can see that, I'm not using this right now. I don't even think it's plugged up, but I am using this little baby. Yeah. So hopefully I'll look decent enough to give you a final look with what I look like after I get through flat ironing my hair. Hopefully I look reasonable. But yeah, some of the makeup people I like, other than Miss Nezzy, and like I said, I like Miss Nezzy because she'll do makeup tutorials sometimes. She's self-taught, and you know, any color you ask her for, she can do that. You know, I asked for green and she did a beautiful job. Somebody asked for blue for, you know, eyeshadow. She did a beautiful job. And just recently she did one with brown, which is what I use most of the time, because I used to think that I couldn't use, you know, I've seen her use like pink, and I just told her I looked like somebody beat me up if I tried to do that to mine. And of course she says, you just keep blending and it'll be okay. And she was right. You know, I've learned a lot from her. And like I said, I really like her because she has, you know, she has a beautiful silver pixie cut. You know, hers is different from mine. Hers is like light. Mine is, well, I don't know what color it is. I got several colors mixed up in here. I don't dye it. I stopped dyeing it in November of 2020. And like I said, this is what I got. And I actually get compliments on it. Maybe not my style. Because sometimes I feel like I look like, I don't know if you saw that episode of the Golden Girls when they went to Rose's stylist and everybody came out with hair that looked like Rose. Would definitely look like a old lady style. But let's see. Let's see, is that enough to make me look halfway decent? Hold on, I'll be right back. This is a complete look. What do you think? And if you got any comments about being a mobile notary, let me know in the comments. I'll be back soon. Hopefully you'll come see me in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.